Hello, and welcome to Team Dragonfly's um, business bootcamp, Travel Biz Bootcamp. It's the first one of its kind, and there's going to be lots more to follow. What I'm going to be doing is I'm actually splitting this bootcamp into 3, maybe 4 weeks, and we're going to be covering different parts of how you can run a travel business, successful travel business throughout those weeks. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to go through a few slides, but just to tell you a little bit about me, first of all, I'm Paula Fern. I'm from Manchester in the UK. I'm a single mum of 4, and I've been planning and taking travel in the way that I do for about 4 years. And in total, using the travel system that we have, I've saved around £11,000. And I tell you, with 4 kids, have that kept in my account rather than giving it to travel agents, because we're not travel agents, so I will become clear, rather than giving it other people as commissions, has been an absolute godsend, because it's meant that we can do much more with our money. And it's really important for us to be able to do that right now. I think you'll all agree. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to go through a few slides. It's a very short presentation, and it is because we're going to be splitting this over the next few weeks. What I would say is, if you've got any questions about it, you can ask at the end or come and speak to me directly. I'm just waiting to find Canva and I can't see it. Just bear with me. There it is. And I'm going to start presenting that. And then we will go. It's going to work. Just bear with me a second. Thank you for your patience there. So yes, welcome to our Travel Biz Bootcamp. Don't tell your travel agent, and it's really important that you don't share it with your travel agent. It's not really, it's just a joke. But travel agents, we get better rates than travel agents. You don't have to pay commissions to anyone, and all will become clear with regards to that in just a moment. So, week 1, we're going to talk about why you should bother with a travel business. Why is it something that you want to sort of consider? And what we're going to do, as I've said, we're going to break it down into 3 weeks. Week 1 is all about why travel is such an important sort of aspect for you to potentially build a business with, and how powerful it is. And then in week 2, we're going to talk about exactly how you can do that. We're going to talk about things like social media, social sharing, and how powerful that really is, and how there's many people within our industry that have built multiple 6- and 7-figure businesses sharing this business and the things that we can do for people. And then in week 3, we're going to talk about money, and we're going to look at potential earnings and where you can take it, whether it's something that is a fit for you, the different options that are available to you. And then in week 4, we're going to just bring it all together, and we're going to actually tailor make how this would look for you if you're going to go ahead with a travel business. So if we're looking at why someone would consider the travel industry for a business, 9 out of 10 people love to travel. Now, I've actually done a survey of my own when I first started in this industry, and I checked with about 500 people, and this is absolutely 100% true. 9 out of 10 people absolutely love to travel. And when you Google that as well, because when you see that on Google, what you'll see is that is absolutely true. All the stats go to prove that. And the only thing that stops people from going and traveling the world as they want to is money. Finances get in the way, especially now because of everything that's going on in the world. And don't get me wrong, it's not just the UK that is affected by finances at the moment. It's rippled out to the whole of the world. But our business is available all over the world. So to be able to offer a way out for people's finances is absolutely phenomenal. But with us having so many people to speak to about travel, because 9 out of 10 people love to travel, they also love to save money, and it gives us more options. So over half of those that are traveling already use some kind of paid loyalty program. Now, you can see at the bottom the sources that I've used to get this information. TripAdvisor and New York University have checked this out, and we've checked out all the statistics around this. And over half of those people are paying someone else to get rewards for the travel that they do. Now, I've looked into paid loyalty programs, I've looked into the free ones and the paid ones, and I can say hand on heart that none of them measure up to what we do. Now, we're not strictly a loyalty program, and all will become clear when I explain exactly how our travel system works. But we're not strictly a loyalty program, but you do get rewarded for travel. But when you do direct comparisons with other paid programs out there, ours is by far the premium product, but you're not paying premium prices like you are with others. And again, that's something that will become very clear. Now, most people will plan a trip every 7 months. That time frame is really important for us, and it's a really good indication for us, because within 4 or 5 months of travel of booking travel in the way that we book travel, within 4 or 5 months, you're actually in a position where you can get a week stay in places like Orlando, in the Canary Islands, all over the world. You can stay for a week in a resort or a hotel, nothing. So if people are going to be planning a trip every 7 months, you can capture those people and share this with them, and they're going to see the benefit of within 4 or 5 months, they can stay somewhere for free. And you never know if they're making those savings as well. It's more than likely that 9 out of 10 people love to travel. It's more than likely that they're going to then book another trip using our travel system. And it just feeds into each other. So 80% of families take summer trips every year. Now, who can remember when you were a kid, no matter where you went, whether it was a camping holiday or whether it was going on a plane somewhere exotic, how excited would you get about those summer holidays? Now, most families take a trip in the summer, and it's the most memorable part of your year. It's something that everybody looks forward to. So if you can imagine, how many families do you know that do that? How many families do you know that do that maybe on a tight budget? How many families want to save money when they're going on their summer trip? There's lots and lots of people. This is an interesting fact I wanted to share. Low-income travellers are more likely to book independent travel. We are not travel agents. We do not book travel on behalf of other people. We don't take payments for travel. We just don't book travel for anyone else. All of our travel is booked by you independently. And it's interesting because if low-income travellers are more likely to book independently, they know that there are savings to be made. But not only that, if they're on a low income, they're also interested in getting on a high income. And that's also something that we can solve for them. So as you can see, there's lots and lots of different people that you can speak to about our travel system and how we do things. Other facts that you might want to know as well. When you use our travel system, you get access to a tried and tested business model that's been around for over 10 years. It's a system that's been devised by David and Adela Hart. They've got some amazing experience within a front-facing business, a bricks and mortar business, but also online business and network marketing. And combined, I think they've got 30 plus years experience. They're absolutely incredible people. And they're very family orientated, and they really do care about their friends and their business partners. And I'm going to share a little bit more about David Hart in a moment. It's affordable and there's no hidden expenses. Now, I was talking to someone the other day about franchises. Did you know that it costs about 300 grand to get a Subway franchise. You know, the Subway sandwich shop, 300 grand. And there's someone that, a business partner who knows someone who's done that. She's not even broke even after 10 years of being in that business. Now, I want to say, there is a cost involved with this. It's a monthly cost. It's going to cost you less than a Starbucks a day. Okay. It is not in the 300 grand mark at all, nowhere near. And it's going to bring you a return way, 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 way before 10 years. You're looking at a matter of months, depending on how you want to do things with your business. But it's affordable for everyone. And David Hart has done that on purpose because he realizes that not everyone is affluent. Not everyone has the money to spend on things like travel. And for me, travel is not a luxury, it's a necessity. It's something that's needed for our mental health. And David Hart sees that, and he sees that not everyone can afford to go to the places that you can see in that picture on the top left. Not everyone can afford to go to Paris, but he wants to make it affordable. So every aspect of our travel system and the way it works, and yes, there's a fee, but it's monthly. It's like having a Netflix of travel, if you like. We do compare ourselves to Netflix of travel, and you pay every single month. But you get huge benefits from that. But the amount you pay as well, it isn't a lot. It's the equivalent of a Starbucks every day. So I think I would sacrifice a Starbucks to get the travel system that we're showing you tonight, personally. 24/7 there is support and training. To know that we've got that available to us is really reassuring. And I'll give you an example. During lockdown, I had 3 trips booked to Las Vegas, I think New Orleans and Thailand. And then all the planes were grounded. We couldn't go anywhere. Before I even inquired as to what was going on with the world and what was going on with our travel system, how I was going to look at how I was going to do this, because we couldn't go anywhere. Before that even happened, I got a full refund. And everything was as it was before I'd even booked those trips. And that was without having a conversation. They've got the finger on the pulse. They know exactly where they're up to. And this brings me on to the next topic really nicely. They're trusted in the industry. David Hart has built up such strong relationships with people across the board in luxury travel and resorts and hotels, that he gets incredible prices that are exclusive to what we do. And that trust isn't built on nothing. It's built on having a reputation as someone that can be trusted, by doing things like what he did during lockdown and sent our money back without even questioning. No problem at all. And it's really reassuring. It's completely flexible as well. There's no contracts. There's no wasted time looking and researching for other people. Now, this touches on the travel agent thing. I was once a travel agent for a short period of time. And I had a few different clients that wanted to book travel through me. And this one particular family were going to New York. They wanted to see everything they could see in New York. Who wouldn't? Of course, I've been to New York and it's well worth going to see as much as you can. And I planned their whole itinerary, their trip, their costs, everything that they were going to do, the transfers to each place, the taxi rides, everything that they needed to do, I planned out for them, put it into a spreadsheet, gave them all this information. In all, I probably spent about 12 hours altogether. And this, remember, as I said, it's flexible. So this was in between sorting the kids out and getting the kids to school and back and doing whatever I might be doing in the day. In between all that, in total, I worked out it's about 12 or 13 hours I spent on this one booking. And she decided not to go ahead with the trip. And not only did that take away from my precious time with my kids doing the things that I love with my family, I didn't get paid a penny. And that, for me, is the downfall of the travel agency world. that for me is the reason that I couldn't do that again, because there was so much wasted time. You're not guaranteed to get the booking, because anyone that comes to us is independently booking their travel. It's just win-win. You're not worrying about who you're trying to please and making sure they've got everything they need. Once you see our system and the way it works, you're away. You know, you can do what you like. So if you've got a pen and paper handy, if you've not, because I know the majority of you are in PJs, it's fine. But just have a think about what ingredients you would need for a perfect life. Have a think about those things that you would really, really want. I'm going to give you just a minute or so just to have a think. What would you want for that perfection? Everything money's no object, time's no object. What do you want to have to make the perfect life for you and your family? I can guarantee that all of you will be thinking right now, freedom, whether that's financial freedom, whether that is freedom to go and travel where you like, whether that is the freedom to just do whatever you want without having any money worries, for example, without having to worry about anything. You know, everything's taken care of. You'll live in a beautiful house, beautiful surroundings, wherever that may be for you. Or you might even be traveling for 6-9 months of the year, as one of our business partners does. He travels for 9 months of the year. You might just be living your life just on the beaches of the world, but you'll be wanting that work-life balance. That would be a perfect life for me, work-life balance for sure. I'd want to make sure that my kids are taken care of and they can come and do and have the adventures that I'm having as well, while still getting an education. So for me, it would be someone teaching my kids whilst I'm away. Lots of different options, lots of different things you'll be thinking of, but I bet all of you thought freedom. That's exactly what our travel system offers you if you turn it into a business. And it's a pretty exciting place to be. So who is getting this freedom? Who is actually achieving these things? Who is going above and beyond and making a success of this business? And, you know, what are they doing with their time? So in the middle there, you can see our CEO and founder, that's David Hart, with myself, Mahmouda and Daryl. We were lucky enough to meet him. He came over to the UK not so long ago, and we had a conference with all of the UK team, and it was absolutely phenomenal. And for those of you that know me well, and I think all of you know me well enough to know, I'm really into energy, and I'm into understanding someone. When I get face to face with someone, you can feel someone's energy, can't you? You can get a vibe off them. David Hart is one of the nicest people I've ever met. He was very professional, and we obviously were buddy-buddy, but the vibe I got off him was genuinely, authentically someone who wants to help other people, and that satisfied me. That's absolutely fine with me, because that's all I needed to know, and that's why I've always been all in with this travel club and with this travel system. Who else you can see on the left there? In the middle is Todd Strand. You can see in the black and white picture as well. That's me and Todd Strand. He came to the UK after David. It was separate trips that he took. He did a bit of a European world whistle stop tour, and he came to the UK to visit us. And it was incredible to get training off him. Now, this guy is a multimillionaire within the industry. He is one of our friends and our mentors. And if you've seen any training with him or any of the corporate stuff, he is the main person that trains people and talks about the business and shares how you can make the most of the business as well. And we've met him, and he's been in my car, and I've got to say, I was so embarrassed because I've not even cleaned the car out, and I went and took him to Birmingham train station because he needed a ride. And my daughter, you can see in the background of the picture, he was saying, "Are you going to take me to Birmingham?" It was just so lovely. It was amazing. So on that car ride, I picked his brains, and I just got some nuggets of wisdom. And Todd has been in the industry for 30 plus years himself as well. And he's just so knowledgeable. He's so welcoming, he's so open, and he's just a lovely gentleman. I mean, look out for him because he may well be a guest on one of these boot camps. So do keep your eye out for Todd. On the bottom left there, very special couple, very close to my heart. That's Daryl and Maria Roberts. They're my friends, but they're also my direct mentors. So if you, when you do want to look at this travel system and you do want to start a business, they will be involved in that. They are multiple six-figure earners within this travel system. And what they don't know about how to market and train this travel system is not worth knowing. They're absolutely incredible. And again, if you've seen anything about our travel club and what we do, you will have heard Maria's beautiful voice on some of our videos, and the most recent video, which I'm not actually shared with anyone yet. So you will get to see that at some point. Daryl has done an incredible video that explains exactly how this system works as well. So they're really involved with corporate, and they're really involved with mentorship, with helping us build our businesses here in the UK. And I just put that top right picture in just to sort of express how important community is within this travel club and the way that we do things. You're not left on your own ever. There is always someone that you can speak with. There's always someone that can give you advice, and there's always someone that is there to hold your hand through every step of this process. And that's just a snippet of one of the countries that the guys have visited. And you can see how immense that is. I mean, having that kind of community behind you in just one area of the world. We're in 65 different countries all over the world, and we're available globally. So you can imagine the impact that we're having when we're sharing this with other people. It's really special. And that's about it for this week. But what I want to say to you is, if you cannot wait till next week, you need to come and chat with us, because we've got lots that we can share. We're doing this in bite-sized portions because there's lots of information to take in. But if you can't wait till next week, let's chat separately. But next week, we're going to be talking about how does this travel program work. We're going to get to the bones of exactly how it works and why it works so well. Why is it in huge demand? Now, bear in mind, lockdown. Someone said, Todd Strand, who I've just talked about, he said on one of the calls on Saturday, lockdown was kryptonite for the travel industry. There were travel businesses, travel companies that went out of business because of lockdown. We went the opposite way. We had a 200% increase in company growth. And the reason that we did that is because of the value that this operation gives us. And we'll talk about if it will work for you. So if you've got any specific questions, you want to know how it could work for you, tell us what your circumstances are, and tell us where you're at separately, privately, so that you know you don't have to go public on here and say this is what's happening for me. But share with us where you're at, where you want to be, and we can tell you exactly where to go and how to make it happen. So I think I spoke to most of you, I think. Emma, I know we chatted today and we're going to chat tomorrow. But Sarah, if that's something you want to discuss as well separately, we absolutely can. And if anyone has any questions or about what we've seen tonight, or wants to talk about anything in particular, feel free to unmute yourself and we can have a little chat.
I love this company, absolutely love it. It's made such a huge difference to my emotional and mental health. And our Dragonflies is just the bee's knees. So join us.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? And the thing is, it's not because we've got Team Dragonflies. Can't wait till next week, Emma. Good. We'll chat tomorrow, so I'll probably give the game away if we're chatting tomorrow. But Team Dragonflies is our, I'd say, UK team, but I've got a lady, one of the team there is from Mexico. We've got ladies from Spain in there as well. So we're not just UK, but Team Dragonflies is my conception, really, isn't it? Something that's come from me and with the guys that are on this call tonight, because we're such close friends and business partners. I just wanted us to have a really safe community space, and that's where Team Dragonflies came from. But the wider team as well, Moo.
Yeah,
I know,
absolutely amazing. The American lot, I'm so close to all of them. It's
yeah.
just love. You feel like you've known them all your life, and I've met quite a few of them. I went to Dubai last year for $89. You know, it was just 5 days, 4 nights, I think, or something like that. Whatever it was, I can't remember now. 5-star hotel, breakfast included for 2 people, $89. You know, can't go wrong there.
It's
And that was
incredible.
absolutely
Dubai
amazing.
as well.
Yeah, and it was just brilliant to meet people like Dr. Phyllis Terry. I nearly called her Taylor then, and Regina Johnson. You know, it was just so nice to actually meet people.
It's
It's
funny
like a
because
family.
you end up, because we do, there's all sorts of training you can tune into as well. And on a Saturday, there's weekly training from Todd Strand, and there's someone called Danny Seguinall um and Daryl Roberts and also and Deborah Taylor. And I'm saying all these names, none of them will mean anything to any of you that are listening that that don't know the company yet. But it's like they're kind of legends. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's like I know when I finally meet Danny Seguinall, I am gonna be so starstruck. I'm just gonna be like, hi, just
yeah,
because we talk about them all the time. They've gone through such an incredible journey. I mean, Danny has been with the company, I think it's 5 years, but he spent the first 2 years just enjoying the travel, just making the most of saving his money.
yeah. And
So it's
Deborah
and
Taylor.
now he's a six-figure earner. That's the
Yeah,
point. Now he's a six-figure
Deborah Taylor is absolutely incredible. All the rubbish she's gone through in her life, and things that's happened recently, like her husband dying. You know, it's just been just inspirational how she gets on with everything.
They
Yeah,
are inspirational, and it's lovely to be around people. And Emma and Sarah, you guys know those people that you have around you, they're the ones that are going to influence you the most. And if you've got people around you that are negative or that are seeing the bad in everything, it's going to kind of drag your energy down. Whereas these people, they're on a mission and they share that mission with you, and it's really inspiring. So yeah, I absolutely love it. I'm so glad that I found it. And like I say, we're 4 years in, aren't we? And
yeah,
it's just been a roller coaster, but I feel there's just so much more still to come because the UK is relatively untouched, isn't it?
yeah.
We've got so much in the UK to give. It's just a matter of us getting ourselves out there. And as all of you on this call know, I've been like that because of my own emotional health and because of personal things that have gone on for me. I've not necessarily pushed myself out of that comfort zone, whereas now I've done the healing I need to do. I am on a bloody mission and
Woohoo!
I'm going to be everywhere with these guys. And there's a lot of exciting things to come. I'm going to end the video there if I can. There we go.